Hello everyone and welcome to the part 8 playthrough of the Dream Master map. In this part, we'll do a bit of everything. Farm some skeletons, fight enemy heroes and garrisons. There will be no demon farming in this part, therefore it will be 50 minutes shorter than it would be otherwise. I hope you will enjoy it. Giselle is taking a rather long walk towards a fog she will have to lift, and on her way she also collects creatures for demon farming later. Other heroes are mostly focused on flagging mines and flagging dwellings. So this is gonna be a fight against Torosar. He has a blind immunity, so kind of a bit annoying to deal with. But obviously we have a large number of demons, so it's not a problem. What I intend to do is to berserk the engineers. So I was blocking them a couple of turns, preventing them from repairing anything and also doing damage. So basically, once again, a berserk kite to close things off. Just want to make sure that your kite is a bit closer to the berserk unit than everyone else, so that enemy unit doesn't chase anyone else. There we go. The more demons we have, the more fights we'll be able to doing some sort of splitting. That's kind of an idea. Marius has pretty decent stats. Also because her demons are have a boost of 70, I think, in attack and defense. So she actually is... her demons are pretty strong. Although it's not necessarily that great on its own. In general, she would do pretty well against heroes with stats of like 99 or close to that. even with her current stats, she would be doing pretty well. But the problem is that there are many specialist heroes here. So one hero that doesn't give me peace and quiet is Josephine. With her golem specialty, she kind of is some crazy lady. She guards our kind of major objective here. If you recall, we are kind of on a mission to reach a monastery where we'll be able to enter an elemental's plane of some sort where we can resurrect Zidar. So that's kind of a plot. Basically, what it means in terms of gameplay, we need to free a hero, a monk hero, who will allow us to enter the elemental plane, and that hero is guarded by this Josephine, and her golems kind of actually crazy strong, so they have like 300 attack and defense. So kind of Mario's stats or specialty won't have any impact there, and I'm actually very much concerned about actually beating her for now. There is one way I mean, there are two possible ways we could beat her, but I think we'll talk about them when I reach her. The Necromancer will do some more skeleton farming here. There is a garrison nearby. And also I passed him the green boots because there is a bit of a rough ground. And after the garrison there is an orange hero, a barbarian. He's pretty weak, so Necromancer will do just fine against him. And also gonna be a bit of a skeleton source. So what I want to do is to pull the golems and robots away from the shooters and then basically gain up on the shooters. But I think it would be a bit cleaner if I actually cast haste previous turn on demons and already engaged with enemies, and would cast slow on the second turn. I'm killing Sea Dogs first because they have no retaliation attack, so they would actually prefer hitting demons instead of Ifrits, which is what I want to avoid. Okay, now basically kiting and resurrecting and finishing off. A decent number of skeletons again, pretty good. There are even better garrisons for necromancy. This one is kind of a, I would say, one of like mid-tier garrisons for farming, maybe even lower than mid-tier actually. But since I am going here to fight another hero, may as well farm this garrison at the same time. So, what else? Basically, my current plans are... Well, I want to deal with Sir Milik at some point. I don't want to kind of let him run around in my lands infinitely. That's one thing. So I want to take out Brown player. That Ziph is going to one of the brown player towns. Also, brown player has a town in the underground, actually two towns, but kind of one is closed by a quest guard. And then there is also a free hero in the underground right now. That may actually come out of these underground gates, so I want to deal with this hero as soon as possible. The problem is, to go into the underground I need actually a purple tent, so I cannot enter through this gate, and I need to reveal the magic fog on the left side. So that's kind of a bit of a nuisance. And so what Marius is doing right now is she goes to actually remove the to beat one of the garrisons towards a purple tent. So there is a snowlands to the left side where a purple player, a purple hero lives, Solmir, and there is a purple tent that is one of my goals at this point. So that's kind of one idea. Then there is also Adrian. I'm not sure I will be able to explain where she is, just like that, but she's underground, under the area where King Rene lived. We fought him like maybe a couple of parts ago, maybe. I think it should have been a couple of parts ago. But for now, so Marius, as I already mentioned, she goes for the garrison. I also want to get one strong stat boosting event with Marius. Short while. But first I will send Necromancer to actually farm a garrison in front of that event. I could have never done this sort of activity. I really don't need these sharpshooters. I mean, I won't have any decent number of them. They're too expensive to use as a meat. So, naturally, I don't think I will ever be hiring them. Some decent, actually, numbers of creatures, as you can see. There we go, Giselle objective. And by the way, behind this West Guard is the hero I was talking about, Josephine. The hero that I am afraid of for now. I think if I had... if I made Orin as my main hero, it might have been a bit of an easier fight, I think. Although, I mean, generally speaking, attack skill doesn't matter against her, so primarily I would benefit from a large mana pool on Orin to cast Force Field, basically. That's basically a rather easy fight, even for Necromancer. I need to pass an Admiral's Head, I think. So that's for the garrison I mentioned. A garrison to lead the way for Marius to a stat boosting event. That's a rather easy garrison at this point. I had more difficult fights. And as you can see, he only took skeletons there. So. So I'm preparing an army to fight the garrison. I mentioned the purple garrison with Marius. A different garrison, basically, not the one Necromancer will be taking on. That purple garrison is actually a pretty difficult one to take. I had to look for some lucky setups, some morale and stuff. And I mentioned this before, but I forgot to mention in this part, but there we go. Nemus took another castle town here that was closed by timed quest guards. So we are just in time. So the idea here is that Marius takes out the garrison, and next day Frederick takes the purple town. So I want him to be in a perfect position for that. And I want him to have a couple of... I mean, not a couple. Most of Archdevils I have. It's kind of a setup. And he also needs green boots, obviously. So he doesn't have pathfinding, and this way we'll fool a hero, a purple hero, guarding the area. And we'll be able to take the town without resistance. Now this garrison. The garrison has a huge Titan stack and 6 Genie stacks. Pretty solid, and Titans actually do a lot of damage, even against Marius demons. And actually they don't die as easy as well. So I needed here to find a way to find a setup where I could actually hit them hard here. Like get luck in this case. Or like extra morale also would have worked. So now at this point it's kind of an easy fight now. Just throw a couple of blinds to take fewer hits and resurrect. Some nice demon meat here. Taking towns without AI actually being ready is so good. Demon farming. So it's week 5 for us, and we already have over 8,000 demons. And if I were to spend my money on imps to get more meat, I actually think. So what is it? So it should be like 300 gold per demon, not counting sulfur cost. So that's like 1.5 thousand demons. But I'm not gonna spend my money this week, at least not in these numbers. Still want to get some benefit from my treasuries. Okay, I misplaced my Frederick here. Need to move him back a little bit. Okay. A pretty tough fight for Ziph, but not a tough fight with a force field and with decent mana. So I actually gave her a Thunder Helm for this fight specifically, and also gave a force field to make it easy. I don't shoot a lightning bolt at Hydras because it's just less efficient. Ziph's specialty makes lightning bolt more efficient against lower level creatures, and Gorgons are not like that lower level, but still they take reasonably more damage. And if I start using lightning bolt against Hydras, enemy will be resurrecting them, so kind of my mana spending will be a little bit higher in that case to keep up with the resurrection. That is still more efficient than resurrection for sure, but not as efficient. Obviously now enemy doesn't have mana, so I can actually kill the remaining units. A pretty trivial fight for Necromancer. Actually, I didn't intend to bring Ifrit and even normal devils here. Kind of a silly mistake. I ended up losing Ifrit because of that, but I didn't bother fixing it. So at this point, it's a very important preparation for next week, and I need to put Karl and Giselle to castle towns, so that they would be getting stables without spending a town portal next day. That turned out actually extremely important for my plans for these two guys. They will have a very special mission next week. Marius will at some point town portal to Necromancer, take his Admiral hat, and then go to the same garrison he just cleared to take a juicy stat event. Obviously removing slow units from garrison where Kalch is. So I need to bring them to the first Inferno town where my other castle units are. And at the same time I just do some rearrangement here, combining stacks from different towns. There's a hero to the north here, Solmir. Pretty nasty hero. His chain lightning hits like a truck, so you actually don't want to be hit by it. Unfortunately, it's not that difficult to do. Although, frankly, I don't understand why he it doesn't automatically cast Chain Lightning. For me it was kind of a... I will talk about this fight. Probably it's gonna be in the next part. So... a bit of a weird AI decision, I think. So Giselle will leave this magic fog now that I have a purple tent. And later I will put Orin to this position for a move on to the next brown castle. It's gonna take another castle town for the stables, for the thematic stables bonus next day. I left Ziph outside with one dragon, importantly, so that she does not scare away an AI hero nearby. There is another brown hero with like very small army, compared to at least the one she fought this turn. So this way, this hero will actually come towards the town, so that I would be able to fight him without spending too much movement to chase. So a bit later I actually realized that there is an orange player I mentioned. It's like on the right side on the surface, like on this plane. And before I thought that I can only reach this player through a quest guard that is time closed. Right, so the quest guard is like month 2, week 3, day 5, so it's like almost 2 weeks away. But then I realized that there is actually a way to get there, and that's actually the way I would need to take anyway. That's the way goes through the Gretchin, where the barbarian hero I fought before in this part. And that's a long way, kind of lots of legwork there, and I would need to kill 2 orange heroes kind of that are strong enough to be a problem for anyone but Marius. And so I actually kind of tried doing this part on different heroes, hoping that I can save time on Marius, but unfortunately I gave up. Just kind of. I don't feel I developed them enough, or even prepared for this specific thing. So unfortunately, that's kind of one of the big misses in my playthrough at this point. Marius will do some different stuff. She will join. I don't want to spoil you, but she will have a couple of decent fights next week. She still has to fight Solmir and Brown Hero, so she wouldn't be able to like spend 5 days going to Orange either way. And later she will join Giselle and Kauch, and that's gonna be an interesting fight actually. Gonna be also next part, maybe not that next part, maybe 2 parts from here. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. I really appreciate you sharing thoughts. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.